Hello, you're listening to a We Will Fix It podcast short with Colin Thomas and myself, James Piecowye.
This is standard. So, both those jobs called out to cold, we will do it in one trip.
Yeah.
And there's a reason for that, which is we hold somewhere between the region of 12 and 15,000 dirhams worth of stock in our vans. Do not break into my vans, people. However, it's for exactly this situation. So, pipework, first of all, it's only UPVC. It's really easy.
Yeah.
The total cost of the parts for that job is probably 15 dirhams.
Yeah, I mean, it's at the point where they actually did a good thing when they put it in the tank, because they realized 23 years ago the guys had kind of cheaped out a little bit, and there were no valves in place to turn off the water.
Yes.
Because at one point they were saying, well, we'll just turn off the water. And it's like, no possible, because there's no valve to turn the water off.
Yeah.
And so they put one in, and that's where, and it's, I mean, I went up and looked. I said, I mean, it's good work, and it's just bad luck that.
Yeah. So it's on the thread.
Yeah, I think so.
Right. Okay. So in which case they probably didn't need spare parts.
Yeah.
The reason.
Well, they glued it in though, so I don't think it's threaded. It's the valve. I think the pipes fit in. Yeah. No. There's.
Oh, is it a UPVC rather than a brass one?
Yeah.
Oh, they've probably messed up then.
That's.
Okay. So you never use those. Sorry, James. But you just
there we go.
Okay, let me tell you why. So there are two different types that you can use. There's the cheap one, which is UPVC.
That's what they've used.
Yeah, or there's the brass one, which is the one that you use. Okay. The reason is simple, which is over time, and I mean even 6 months, when you go to isolate it, it will crack the PVC, because the PVC itself has flex in it.
Right.
And so it will crack and it will fail.
Excellent.
With a brass one, actually, they still are not great, I've got to say. But if you buy original and you know what you're looking at, then you actually need one which has a brass spindle. You're probably aware of the gate valves, which, by the way, a gate valve for people, it's a tap, but it's got like a red head on the top of it that you turn around circularly. Yeah. So the central shaft on a really good one is brass.
Yeah.
On the ones that are sold to a price, they are steel.
Yeah.
Steel and water over time will rust.
And there's a little bit of salinity in our water. Marginal, but it's still there.
Which actually has an effect on the brass as well, which is the reason why they don't last forever.
Oh, nice.
But again, the brass ones are much better, and there's a particular brand, PEX, P-E-X, that is better than everything else. Yeah.
A lot more expensive than the other stuff?
No, not a lot more, a little bit more.
Okay.
We used to use a brand called Pegler, which is a really famous brand.
What happened with them?
Well, unfortunately, they were copied. So there are loads of copies out there, all with steel main central shafts. So we stopped using those when, I talked to the main Pegler guy from the Middle East, and he didn't give me any confidence that he was going to solve the issue in the market. So we moved to PEX. Nobody is copying that. Yeah. So here we go. So that's the first one on that. Now, what normally happens here is normally that would be threaded on the brass ones, and you would use a brass socket on each side, and that, you would then use PTFE tape, and that tape will...
I've never heard of what's PTFE?
Teflon tape, you probably know it as.
Okay.
Gotcha. So that, over time, can loosen off, and that's just a standard unfortunate thing that can happen. However, for yours, because it's glued in, the only way of them doing it is to actually physically cut it out.
Yeah, exactly what he was saying.
Yeah, but when he cuts it out, he's just going to put another PVC one in, unless someone says to him, get a brass one. But when you say get a brass one, almost certainly he'll get a Pegler, and a fake Pegler at that, which will have the steel on it, which will still break within 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.